Okay, we are live. Welcome, you guys. I see Melissa and Myra is already in the chat.
Hi, ladies. Hi, everybody. Hi, Soapies. Oh, this is an
Good.
interesting Friday.
Yeah, good evening, you guys. I know you guys were wondering, okay, are we doing a live tonight? Yep, we're doing a live tonight.
Oh, we were missing this. Claire got her 304 costume on for Halloween. Oh, yeah. We were missing this.
Oh, yeah. All right, so how many people we got in the chat? I know they're probably slowly coming in. The notification just went out.
Yeah, I just received mine. Let's see here. Almost 20 people.
Oh, great. Okay. All right, so welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where Bree and myself, who is Miss T, will be doing a recap of all of our CBS shows: The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates for the week of October 27th through today, Halloween, October 31st. And hopefully, you guys are being safe. I know it's I've seen a couple little trick or treaters out. My community had out a whole bunch of candy and snacks and stuff. So, if you got kids or grandkids or whatever, make sure everybody stays safe. Exactly.
Yeah.
It looked like Claire got a little bit of a treat with some chocolate today.
Oh,
So,
she learned what BBC was too.
yeah. Listen, you guys, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that there's a continuation of what happened with Claire and Holden on Monday. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, as Bree said, how many times they got it in on Monday? Spoiler alert.
They did 3 times.
Yeah.
Three.
So I don't know if you have seen my clip. I posted it, or whether you actually seen the full episode for Monday, November 3rd. However, I'm wondering, are we teetering on another Thope 2.0? So,
I'm, you know, I'm going to give Claire some credit for a girl who had no experience, kind of like a cat on BTG. Like the
mm-hmm.
way that she's just flipping, reversing, go with she's just very experimental in comparison to Hope, actually.
Yeah, but I'll just say, you guys, Holden put his back into it a little bit. So,
Oh, he wanted to make sure she got the experience she looked for when she went to LA.
right. Yep.
That was a ride she wanted to go on.
Yep. Hey, listen, Tavi. Thank you, Tavi. Tavi Raltaverda. They say that the show must have been listening to us with regards to, you know, the romance
Oh,
department.
they trust us. They listen to the podcast, especially Bold, because they update every few weeks, and we be seeing the little slight changes in some of the
Mm-hmm.
phrases that we would say on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won't admit they listen to the podcast, but we know that they do.
So, listen, you guys, we just had this conversation last week, Bree. I remember
Yeah.
I said there has not been any romance on this show since pre COVID. I mean, we got a
Yep.
couple of little light, mild situations happening, like with Audra and Kyle, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. But really, the hardcore stuff, except for Thope, which is a totally different show, that's Bold and Beautiful, we haven't had anything
Mhm.
on Y&R since pre COVID. This
That is.
episode on Monday, November 3rd, all I can say is get your popcorn.
Oh yeah. I mean, we wanted Claire to be a big girl, and she's a whole woman now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she's doing things that she wasn't doing with Mr. Sheffield.
Mm-mm. Sorry, Tommy.
I'm sorry, Tommy. The nanny, she look, She said, I'm going to LA. I'm going to experience some things. Kyle, you can stay or you can go. Holden was always on the menu. He was always on the itinerary for her plans.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So, and I know we diving into that whole thing. We'll talk about Claire a little bit more for this week, but we also have four other segments. Flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the week, pickle of the week, and our Simple Olympics. And my boy is back on the list once
Yeah,
again.
he can't help
He
himself.
can't help himself.
He,
Oh,
he
poor little
get
Tink Tink.
jealous.
Mm-hmm.
He get jealous. He got real jealous of Kane because Kane was going right to the list. But yeah,
CJS
my
said, "Ride 'em, cowboy. Does anyone remember the show Rawhide and the CJS, you are hilarious. That is funny. Funny. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into YNR. Can you actually believe it that we are actually kind of sort of excited to talk about YNR this week? Last week, we was like, oh, it was a blur, it was so slow, blah 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 blah. And unfortunately we did get some very interesting comments for people not liking the fact that we didn't like what was going on YNR. We're going to speak candidly on this platform. And I get it if you might not like it or you might not like some of our commentary on the characters. It's who we are. Sometimes we don't agree with each other,
oh yeah,
and that's okay. That's the purpose of having an open dialogue, is that people are going to have different thoughts on what they see on the show. I might like something, Bree and Keisha might not. Keish might like something. I might like it too, but Bree may be like, well, I got a difference of opinion. That is what keeps the conversation interesting. So,
yeah. And we're not going to sugarcoat something that, look, we love the soaps. This is why we're here every week. We love talking about the soaps with you guys, same with you guys do.
mm-hmm.
But if there's something that is just not working, not gelling, making us feel confused, we're going to be honest. Same way you guys are going to be honest in the comments.
Exactly.
And we have every right to speak how we feel about the show that we love.
As long as we don't disrespect the actors or actresses. And I've always said that on this podcast for the last 5 to 6 years. So,
Yeah, so they people can get over that. We're gonna be honest.
right,
If the show is slow and it's boring, we're going to say it. We're
right.
gonna keep it real here. So
Exactly. All right, girl. We only had a brief little interlude, which was to me mass confusion because I don't know what they're doing with this storyline, which we can talk about and, get it out the way. And that's the whole thing with Tessa and Daniel. They shared a kiss last week, but now, even though I think she was fantasizing, wasn't that a fantasy that she had about Daniel?
yeah, and what very thorough fantasy. And then the police have showed up to the door, and that's what stopped her dream.
Right.
And then I guess she had an epiphany that she wants to work on her marriage now. I honestly don't know what they're doing. I don't think they do at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, that part didn't make sense because if you're trying to put these two together, only to get them this far, to share a kiss, she's fantasizing. Okay, the police show up in the fantasy, and then it's like, I'm going to fight for my wife. Okay, then just go fight for your wife and let us move on to another storyline. How about that? Leave
Yeah.
Daniel alone. Maybe find him somebody else. I don't know. But if you're not, if you are we playing cat and mouse with this couple or what? We've been, even they said it. It was a year ago when they were over at Society. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, dang, has it, even when Tessa said that to him earlier this week or maybe like whatever, I was like, dang, it's been a year. So they've been playing around with this storyline for a year.
Yeah. Had them start off as just friends, and then the stuff happened with Heather and Sharon, and leading up to where we are right now, where they're trying to figure out what's going on with Mariah, but you know, they're kind of pushed together and they develop some feelings now. But at the same time, it's like, what are we doing? Not even just with like Daniel and Tessa. What is going on with Mariah?
Exactly. So I don't know, girl. This whole thing here, it's like what just move on. And you can't say, "Oh, well, it's an hour show. We got multiple characters. We got to make sure." But Beyond the Gates don't have that issue. And it's an
No.
hour show with multiple storylines.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear we have to go from here to here to here, and then if that storyline get touched, we'll get to it. No, it can be done. BTG is setting the bar.
Yes, like every other, yeah, pretty much every day we get something new and progression with these storylines
Correct.
to where we want to try to predict what's going to happen, and then we get pleasantly surprised, and like I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think I'm interested to find out what this whole thing with Matt Clark is about. We got the new Noah coming in after they remove
Mhm.
these bandages next week. What is Victor going to do with the AI? Okay, fine. Is Phyllis, because we're going to talk about her for this past week, is she
Mhm.
playing all of them? Is she playing Victor? Did she really truly give him an AI, or is this something else? Who knows? And we're smack dab in the beginning stages of November sweeps. So obviously they gave us that hot scene that you guys seen on my Instagram clip today if you've seen it, or you'll get to see it on Monday. Definitely hot, hot, hot. So obviously we're gearing up for a lot of drama. Now, of course, that Cricket and Danny wedding is coming up. Okay, whatever. I have a feeling something bad is going to happen at that wedding, in my opinion. So, because they're hyping that wedding up too much, and it's like, for what? Unless something else is going to happen. So, we'll see. Let's talk a little. We're gonna move away from the Hotessa thing. Writers, y'all need to figure out what to do with that. So Phyllis decided that she wants to play seductress slash gaslighter slash master manipulator. And I don't know, I did a standalone video talking about both Claire and
Mhm.
Phyllis earlier today with regards to all of the shenanigans going on this week. Um, what do you think about? Do you think Phyllis actually stole the program and she's keeping it for herself? Or is she truly stupid enough to make a deal with Victor Newman?
Um, I think she stole the program, but I don't think that she's in full control of it like she assumes that she is.
Mm-hmm.
I think because if we go back to a conversation that he had with what's that girl's name, Amanda,
Mm-hmm.
about we're gonna make Billy think that he's in control, or maybe he had it with Phyllis, but he was on the train saying that he's gonna hand the AI software to Billy, but he's gonna think he's in control, but Kane will always have the master key. So I think she stole it. But unless she has the master key, then it'll be for nothing. But she'll hand it to Victor. But if he decides to go back on his word, which, it's Victor,
Mm-hmm.
she can easily torpedo his company.
Right. Myra said in the comments it wouldn't surprise her at all if Phyllis made a copy of the program. Maybe she changed some aspects of the program she gave to Victor.
Exactly. See, Phyllis is not going to be that dumb. She makes some stupid decisions. Don't get me wrong. Phyllis is my girl. I got to call it like I see it. But when it comes to this technical world, and she's gun ho on trying to make sure she wins,
Mm-hmm.
she's not going to hand Victor the full control. Not that easily, because she's been burned. And if the writers put her in that position to where she gets burned again, then once again, something else they need to try to work on, because how they're doing Phyllis, I'm not a fan of. But if she comes out on top and knocks Victor down a peg, I'm all for that.
Mm. Well, we shall see because I mean, when it comes, Kane has already tracked her. He got somebody following her. She went over to the ranch, gave her pitch, and then Kane tried to call her out on it. This girl is gaslighting. If not Victor alone, definitely Kane. And then we saw the conversation with Billy too. And Billy actually had the nerve to ask her to help them.
His brother told him.
I know.
I was
I'm thinking to myself, like, what is wrong with y'all? You already know in the back of your mind that it's probably Phyllis that did this, but then you want, she's already in your mind thinking that she teamed up with Victor. Why would you want her to come over there and work for y'all? That part didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. He was like, offer her anything that she wants. With get her to come over to our side. Billy, she'll be able to speak with you and negotiate with you and tell you her plans more than me. She wouldn't tell you both nothing.
Right.
For what? She hasn't really worried about Jack in God knows how long. She'll go tit for tat with Diane, but that's as far as that goes. And then Billy has burned her numerous of times, and they burned each other in front of Kane. So it's like, why would she trust him with anything? So you brought Billy to try to get information about Phyllis as if she's going to be so forthcoming.
Right. Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
the part I don't understand. It's like Jack, I don't know, some of his decision making is like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I didn't understand it when he put Diane in charge and he took a step back to be Nikki's lackey.
Maybe that's what Victor's always talking about. He was never a businessman, he was just handed over a company.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even though as much as you might not like Victor, but maybe he was speaking some truth in that particular statement.
Now, I had a theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think I shared it in the group chat. I think, if anything, Kane and Phyllis are still working together. They're making it seem like they're on the outs or something. I don't know how the writers can make it happen, but when they had that meeting at the bar saying that they need to fix his image,
Mm-hmm.
I can see Phyllis being the fall guy. Because how does she get it? Like, I understand she's a hacker, but if it's supposed to be like such an elite type of like system, and how would a billionaire not have security measures in place? Diane had a really strong point about that.
Mm-hmm.
So for Phyllis to just easily have access to it is one thing. But we saw also that he told Lily, hey, I think Phyllis is out for herself. I'm trying to stop her from taking over the companies. And Lily is now wants to work with Kane to try to figure out where the software is. So he got Lily in his clutches, and he's made to look like the good guy now, or at least on his way to.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he's looking better in Jack's eyes because he was forthcoming about the software being stolen and trying to warn him. So it's like it's kind of working a course true to form. Phyllis was going to go to one of the biggest enemies in town, which was Victor,
Mm-hmm.
and hand him the software. I wouldn't be surprised if all of this back and forth, like let's say she gives Victor the software, and much to I think Myra's point where she makes a copy, she can easily give Jack a copy and
Mm-hmm.
torpedo both of those companies,
That is
and it
true.
falls right back into their plans where Kane's hands are clean. And neither Victor or Jack should have had this software anyway. It would have been illegal. So are they going to snitch on each other? But either which way, Kane's hands are clean.
That is true. Maybe she is working an angle. Maybe this is part of the sweeps that's happening right now. You know what I mean? So maybe she's setting those two guys up and making sure that Kane stay clean. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if that's the case, because another thing that we saw between these two, which is kind of synonymous to the picture on the screen on the left side, second from the top, is that there's some form of attraction between those two.
Mm-hmm.
There was, and
Exactly.
I mean, with that statement that Kane made about how beautiful her eyes are and how much of an intriguing woman she is, it wouldn't behoove me that if he finds out that she really set this thing in motion beautifully to promote him, I could see him falling for her after that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I'm like the writers still pivoting in putting her in his direction. And we know that Crystal Khalil is pregnant and she'll
Right.
be off screen very soon. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if during November sweeps, Phyllis becomes successful, and however, if she destroys Newman or Jabot, or she gets both of the company, whatever happens. But if this is all part of Kane's plan and Lily finds out, I can see her running away out of town to go be with these invisible kids that we don't care about. And then they really put Phyllis and Kane together.
Right. I would be okay with that. I see the chemistry between those two.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't had a love interest since she came back in 2022.
It's been that long, and we're going into a new year.
Yeah, girl, she came
Sheesh.
in 20, well, she came back as the Phyllis character cuz Gina had left the role for a while and then they
Right.
brought Michelle back and that was in 22. And she's, remember, she was bouncing between Jack and Nicholas and how Jack was giving these mixed signals and then he said we should be friends and Diane came along and it was over. She had broke things off with Nick,
Mm-hmm.
coming up with stupid reasons on why they shouldn't be together because she thought she was going to get back with Jack. And Jack was like, yeah, let's just be friends.
Yeah, and then the whole thing of faking her unaliving
Right.
and Jeremy Stark thing, it's been a mess. And we
Mm-hmm.
and Phyllis, the actress who plays Phyllis, this woman is 60 years old and looks fantastic.
I know, right?
And she has incredible chemistry with everybody. And it's just, even when she's arguing with them, they just gel together. It'd be nice if, we can get Phyllis a love interest. They try to do the Danny and Cricket triangle thing with her. And the way he kissed her, I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Even when she kissed Tucker McCall, we thought that
Mm-hmm.
they could do something with that, but that was just a one time thing. And of course, Trevor St. John has been gone off screen for a while now. So she's just been floating through time, and they finally come up with this storyline working side with. At first, she was going to be working with Billy. And I'm like, okay, I don't mind. I mean, obviously, they worked before when it was
Yeah.
Gina. But then when that fell apart, and they brought Kane into the picture, and I'm like, okay, I can get into this if this is something that they're trying to do. But then I kind of got a little discouraged about it last week when she stole a guy's program. And then now that we talk about it, maybe there's a bigger agenda here.
Because I found it really weird that of all the things that she wants Jabot.
Right.
That didn't sound right to me. That's the most random thing for her to ask for. She hasn't even thought about it. She was thinking about Chancellor,
Mm-hmm.
but way before Jabot. And this is why I'm wondering that she's expecting maybe Victor to play her, but she really is in control of the company,
Mm-hmm.
so she can implode it if she wants to, or she can extract it if she wants to.
But here's the
I
thing, though, Bree, is that when they met at society before that conversation with Michael, when Billy was there, she told him that the transfer was complete. I guess the question is, what did she transfer?
exactly. It could have been a shell, something that mimics the software, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not really the software. That's why I feel like there's no way, especially when it's something that powerful, that
Mm-hmm.
she's just going to hand the control over to Victor in hopes to get Jabot.
Right. Well,
Yeah, something's not smelling right. I think Kate and Phyllis are still working together. This is part of the grand scheme of things.
yeah, well, he's acting like he don't know nothing. Because he seemed like he was pretty pissed with her. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when they were up
Living up
in
his image.
when they were up in his hotel room and he realized that the system was hacked and all that stuff, he was not happy and accusing Phyllis. So, unless that's for our benefit to fool us, or he truly don't know and she has a bigger plan in this.
Remember when Jack and Diane were kind of playing in the audience spaces where they were fighting and about to be on the verge of divorce, but really it was to get Kyle from up underneath Victor. I
Right,
mean,
but
see how they.
we knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it
But
was written is that everybody else didn't know it. In this case, they didn't show us any evidence that these two were going to put this together like this.
and it was slow building when it came to Jack and Diane. Like we had a hinkling, but it took about a couple of weeks for us actually to see that come together and that they were working together. I think it's going to be the same thing here with Phyllis and Kane.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just like the chemistry between those two. It'll be interesting to see which direction they're going to go, but anyway, I want to talk about this situation between Jack and Victor because one of the things that we were saying about his decision making, to me, if Kane warned me, why would you go show your hand to the person that's about to attack you? It's like, dude, make all your plans, which I think was good. They offloaded a lot of secret materials and money and stuff away from Jabot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But why go to Victor and show your hand? At least if he's thinking he's coming for you and you done moved all your stuff and you acting like you don't know nothing, he's the one that's going to get egg on his face. Now that he knows that you know, he's really going to figure out a way, okay, what has he done already? Since he already know, I need my people to see if he puts some stuff into other offshore accounts. Don't show your hand.
I agree with that. At the same time, I'm writers. How many times are these two going to go head to head together? We have seen this for decades. For decades. Victor is the most pitiful, pettiest man of all of soaps.
Yeah, and he's still butthurt about what happened in that room, and he makes himself mad because he keep twisting the stories. Did you hear what he said in the dialogue this week when he was yelling at Jack or whoever he was talking to,
Michael.
Michael, about the fact that Jack drugged her? I'm like, no, he drugged himself.
Yeah, he. This is just the most pettiest reason to continue to go after Jack. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you're not mad at your wife because she still wants to continue a friendship with him. Be in public, have lunches, have brunches, dinner, whatever the case is with Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Playing in your face. So you would have thought he would have been done after Kyla came over to Newman and uh, got the big corporate espionage for something. Got Basad and all these different things, all these different tactics. And I'm like, Victor, you're still choosing to be petty. I don't know who's more petty, him or Leslie at this point. It's like,
Girl.
I'm like, you cannot be this mad. At your age, you want to still fight with this man
He could have
for
killed my
decades, what, 50 decades?
your wife. It's
But
not like Jack dragged her to that place or whatever. She was there. She called him.
yes, and then admitted that she was using him because she wanted someone to enable her habits.
Yeah, he's not laying any account, and obviously he figures like, okay, she wasn't in her sobriety moments at that time, so I'm gonna give her a pass. But Jack, he keep twisting the story, and it makes himself mad. It's like creating a narrative in your head, and you're spiraling off of the stories that you create in your head. Every time this man's get mad at Jack, it's a totally different story than what happened in that room.
Seriously. And I'm like, writers, can we just be done? I
Right.
thought we were done when they decided to become friends a couple of years ago. I mean, they got grandkids in common. They kids and grandkids. They marry, get together, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of being this petty?
Girl, yeah. So, I mean, that man is still butthurt about that, and that's what I want to destroy you. I'm gonna make your company crumble. Okay, so you do all that, and what happens if Jack and Nikki still friends? You done took this man and stripped him to nothing, and then they still friends. Okay, then what?
Exactly. Exactly. Does not even care about Victor. And that's the other thing too. Nikki, she enables a lot of Victor's behavior. So as long as they don't go after Chancellor, she's perfectly fine whatever happens to Jack and Jabot.
Yeah, that's another thing I would, be like, listen, your husband is out of control. You see what he's doing. And obviously, I mean, you can't, I wouldn't say, oh, you got to stop being friends, but this man is, and you do and say nothing like, oh, well, and we supposed to be friends?
Yeah. This is why I don't understand why people want to be up underneath Victor's fold so badly. Mr. Newman, like, this is the most, this couldn't be my daddy. This couldn't be my granddaddy. This couldn't be, no. This man needs to sit down. Somebody needs to knock him down a peg and get him to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
This makes no sense for this man. All the money in the world, all the success in the world, and you still going to be petty towards Jack over what happened in a hotel room that your wife chose to be in.
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of folks, we had to talk about Michael. Tavi says Michael finally grew a backbone. Do you agree with
I don't know about a backbone. This look, he didn't even have a backbone with his wife because she cussed him out last week. I mean, my thing is I'm done with the person. You're blocked. If I see you in the room, I go past you. We're not. There's no pleasantries. This man showed up probably on the first ring when Victor called him.
Mm-hmm.
He got so butthurt that Michael assumed that Victor had called him as a friend. Like, you didn't want to check up on me. You just want
Mm-hmm.
me to do a gopher job. That's what you did.
Yeah.
And even Victor said you were well paid when you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumping at the chance. That's why I'm like, you know how your wife would feel, but yet you're sitting down next at a table with Victor. He asked you to do something in regards for Noah. Of course, you're gonna do it, but he even wants you to do the clean his hands when it comes to this AI software, and you're gonna do it because he is so desperate to be up underneath Victor. So I'm not sure about a backbone.
Yeah, that remains to be seen, Tavi. I mean, he was trying to stand his ground in that moment, but at the end of the day, because this man has some sort of admiration with Victor, looking at him as his father. This man put himself in a had himself allowed to be put in a Peruvian prison, and it meant nothing at the end of the day. He got Victor off for keeping Jordan in that little makeshift prison under his house with all of the Brussels sprouts. And he
Mm-hmm.
figured a way to get Jordan out of there so Victor wouldn't be blamed. And Victor called that betrayal.
Yes, it made this man beg for months, told him he forgave him, and then took it back.
This man was willing to take a bullet for
Yes.
them without taking consideration of his wife and his son.
And his wife cussed him out for that. This is why, and this is also the same man who was jealous at Nikki's birthday party and the fact that Victor was doting on her, giving them side eye, didn't want to clap, nothing. This is you would have thought this is a bitter side chick like Leslie.
Girl, and let's just keep adding on to the list. And during the time with Kane, he decided to take a job to be a mole under Kane and then lied and gave half stories to his wife about Kane, but didn't tell her that she was actually being used. He was being used by Victor to work with Kane.
Mm-hmm. He was scared to tell his wife all of this. And I'm like, so Kane calls you. The very first thing he did was drive to go see Victor. Didn't care about any red lights. He was the first thing smoking to try to get to Newman Enterprise. And then try to say, like, oh, I'm not trying to be up underneath you and kiss the ring. Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
he said all of that.
I'm like, look at where you're at. If
Mm-hmm.
you did not care, you would not be in front of him. Even Victor is like, look, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna work for me. This is what you do best. Or go ahead and lie to your wife. I do not care. And that's the other thing too. Victor is like trash talking Lauren.
I know. Girl.
So
Girl, and then
I'm
remember
like,
what Nikki said across the table to her. Like, she was glad that he was doing this for them versus what he was doing for or not doing to his with his wife. And I'm looking
mm-hmm.
like, and Lauren was about to cut her off at the knees real quick. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. I'm like,
They don't
and
care
then
about
he
nobody
keeps
but themselves. Go ahead, girl.
no, but he keeps pointing to Victor like, what about our friendship? Like, I don't mean anything to you. Like, you always call me to do a job. That's what you
That's
do.
what you do, sir.
You're an employee. Victor doesn't see you anything more than that. What
Yep.
friendship? Because the way that he trash talks Michael, that don't sound like a friend to me.
No. Mm-mm.
And belittles him and then puts him in these precarious situations. Well, actually, correction, that Michael volunteers to be in
Mm-hmm.
those predicaments and still not getting any form of respect from Victor. You would think this man wants to be in a main chick position so
Right.
badly.
Exactly. All right, girl. We gotta switch to L.A.
Oh, everyone and their mom is in LA.
All right, y'all. Y'all get y'all no, not passports, but get your IDs ready. Yeah, be quiet, girl. You don't be laughing at me. Everybody, we gotta jump on the plane because we gotta fly out to LA. I kind of wish they could have did some crossovers with Forrester while they were in LA, but I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
But we gotta fly out to LA because we got this whole situation with Noah Newman, who's been in a medically induced coma from being in a car accident. Nick and Sharon were down there, of course, and then Nikki and Victoria headed down there. None other than Claire and Holden is down there, and Kyle for I say better of the first half of the week was there, and then he left to come back home, which Oh my God. Anyway, so Nick and Sharon obviously is trying to play what you say, Nancy Drew, or what's the girl name on SVU?
Oh,
Benson.
yeah, Olivia Benson.
Yeah, well, Sharon was trying to play Olivia Benson, and Nick was trying to do his best impression of Stabler, I guess.
Stabler. Mm-hmm.
And so they were around town trying to figure out because some of this stuff don't make sense. Sienna Bacall is stalling them out. Kyle tried to get information about Audra and Holden. And of course, Sienna told Holden about it, which he used that piece of information to piss off Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, Kyle had to end up going back home because, he wanted to be there for his son and Halloween and all this old kind of stuff. But I'm curious to find out what happened. What does Matt, because that's the other thing that happened today was the whole situation with Matt Clark. He's supposed to be unalived, but he's not, it seems. Now he's under the assumption of being what is that? What is it?
Mitch McCall, who is supposed to be
Mitch,
Sienna McCall's husband.
right? Playing Sienna's husband. Now, if you have watched the Monday's episode, if he is using Mitch as an alias, yeah, she's in the dark.
It sounded like, at least with Monday's episode, for me, it sounded like she knew it was an alias.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
I don't know.
I
I
just,
don't
I,
want to jump too far in there because then we'll talk about that next week.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, so we got to see him, Matt. I don't know how they're gonna drag him into this. It just seems like that's what they've been doing as a way to start up stuff because that's how Jordan and Claire came on, which was in November sweeps of 23.
Mm-hmm.
They keep bringing up people from the past. So that's how we got. Well, Ian Ward has been coming back and forth, but that's how we got. The whole thing with Baby
Aunt
Eve and
Jordan.
Jordan and what's the guy name that just they killed off the show? Her
Oh, played
father,
by, uh,
Claire's
uh,
dad.
yeah, something Howard.
What was that guy? Y'all know in the class in the
Yeah.
chat, but they keep bringing back people.
Cole.
Cole. So yeah, we had Cole, Jordan, Baby Eve, which is now Claire. We've had Cameron Kirsten come back a couple times. I'm trying to think. We had a few people from the past that they like to pull up to cause drama and issues. So look like this is no exception with this guy, Matt Clark, you know.
Yeah. And Tavi kind of gave us a quick rundown
Right.
in case there's like new viewers watching the show. Matt Clark is an evil man and he terrorized Nick and Sharon and
Well, according
SA'd
to what she said,
Sharon.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She SA'd, she got SA'd, correct.
Mm-hmm. And then
So,
framed Nick for unaliving. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah, when the fall preview said Sharon's going to be in danger, I'm like, not again, but now I see
Yeah, we
why.
got another one. I mean, first she had to deal with Cameron Kirsten. Then
She,
Jordan and Ian teamed up and drugged the girl.
I'm like, and then the stuff with Laurent
Right, no, yeah. I mean, the girl can't catch a break.
at all. I'm like, my
That
goodness,
what
like
is
let
that?
her
That's what?
breathe.
That's three villains right there. Cameron
Yeah.
Kirsten, well, four. Cameron Kirsten, Ian Ward, Jordan Howard, and then the Laurent guy. And now we got number five, which of course is this guy here. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
is Sharon gonna catch a break?
I don't know. At this point, I'm like, poor girl. Like she
Mhm.
can't breathe. Like her baby in the hospital. Like
Right.
she, and then she had to worry about Faith not that long ago. It's I'm
Right. Then
like,
she lost Ray prior to that. I'm like, good grief.
yeah. Then she was about to be facing charges regarding the stuff with Heather. Her medication was was altered. I'm like, good God, let this
Hmm.
woman breathe.
Oh,
But
Jenna said this used to happen to her all the time. Nick used to have to always rescue her, the same old stuff.
oh, and this is why we always say this is Nick's default. He got capes in any and every color.
Well, here's the thing, because I mean, it seemed like for the past 6 or 7 months, look like they have been trying to put these two back together, but it's like y'all keep putting them in circumstances where one of them kids is in trouble. Cause
Yeah.
Mariah's stuck over in Boston, with her situation. So it's like Sharon, I don't know, Sharon need a vacation from life right now.
Yeah. Yeah, she should be looking at vacations homes like Haley on Beyond the Gates.
Oh Lord. But I mean, at least give her a storyline with some sort of happiness. And a lot of people are saying that it's just becoming a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Especially she's been crying for the last 4 5 years.
I don't know how she has tear ducts
Yeah,
still.
tell me about it. All right, something else that went. Oh, and I forgot, we did have a punch out because Billy punched Adam in the face back in Genoa City.
For telling the truth.
I mean, he was telling the truth, but it was like, Adam, just shut up and go somewhere and sit down. I mean, if the man is saying, stop talking about my mama, stop talking about the man mama.
Yeah, they do this back and forth because even when Adam is by himself, uh, Billy likes to poke the bear and whatever the stuff that Adam was saying. Like it was the truth though, and should he have hit him? I mean, uh, it is what it is. But this is what they do. They fight more like brothers than anything.
Like, and I mean, Adam did say, well, I had it coming. Yeah, you did, in so many words.
Yeah,
Because it's like, if I set boundaries and I say, I'm going to need you to stop, I'm going to need you to stop. And you keep poking the bear.
yeah.
And granted, Billy maybe have issues with his mama right now, but he's still saying, keep your mama's name out keep my mom's name out your mouth. Just leave the man alone. So anyway, now back to LA, because Holden and we got Holden and Claire's out there having big fun with the wretched, and so
Oh goodness, the contrast between Claire and Holden, and you got Kyle. He's so mad that he got called in to do his job because that's the reason why they called him. It's like, hey, we're under attack. You're
mhm.
the co-CEO, and we need you here. So he it was never for Harrison. Otherwise, he would have stayed with his boy.
Yeah.
Um, but the contrast, he just lonely. He looking at his phone like, oh, like she hasn't read my messages yet.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
mean, I just want to get to the part about Claire and Holden, because
mm-hmm.
even though we said that, I mean, we was talking about the part where I thought she was being a little like game playing and toxic, because she was, when Kyle said, you know what, I'm gonna just leave you alone, I'm going home, and she was like, well, you're not gonna continue to fight, in so many words. And it's like, which is what we were saying last week, like, why is this man fighting upstream when you keep pushing him downstream, and then when he get tired of fighting upstream, you say, why won't he keep doing it? That's kind of, I don't, yeah, okay.
How about the fact that this girl, who never even liked alcohol, doing vodka shots, drinking beers, wearing a little mini dress, dancing on the dance floor. Sharon it came in. She's like, "Oh, yeah, you should have a drink. Oh, by the way, how's Noah? Okay, bye. She was on a whole other level in her 304 costume for Halloween. She kissing this man in public.
Mm-hmm.
She was so upset that Kyle was trying to get information. She's like, "Oh, I don't want to see his stupid face. He better have went to back to Genoa City." I was like, "Oh my god!" But then she
Yeah.
took this man upstairs to her hotel.
And here's the thing, he made it specifically her call. There was,
Yep,
and he was like, "Are you sure you want to do this? No, maybe you ought to go get some rest. Are you sure?" So, because Kyle's idea is that this is a bad influence. Now, do I think that there's some low key, low level manipulation from Holden? Yeah, maybe just a little bit, right?
really?
You don't think so? In some of his movements?
Uh, no,
Okay.
because because she's not a dumb girl. She flew herself out to L.A. after everyone told her that something's going on with Holden. He's bad news and blah blah blah. That's the danger that she wanted.
Yeah, but there was things like the whole conversation between him and Sienna, and he
Mm-hmm.
really tap danced around that and dodged and tried to deflect and say, "Hey, don't you want to go here and don't you want to do this? Oh, don't worry about." You were not being honest, dude. Something else, there's fly in the ointment. And for
True.
her being smart, she noticed that something was up and she allowed this man, because she got feelings for him, to tap dance like he did and deflect around that whole situation and then start talking about, well, let's go here. Oh, we don't have to worry about that. Let's go there. No, I need you to tell me what that was about.
I don't know about me because he doesn't owe her an explanation. That's not her man. They're friends, and he she can question, but he can answer how he wants to. And if it doesn't pertain to her, if the whole purpose was him showing her a good time and going out and hanging out and having fun, he's doing that. Anything pertaining to his conversation with Sienna, that's between them.
Okay, well
Now,
then say that's between us and not tap dance and say it was nothing.
true,
Because
true,
if he
I
if
agree.
he's solid about making this a boundary and saying, "Hey, no, this I don't want to talk to you about that," then just say that. He went and skated around that whole thing and then tried to deflect her attention elsewhere. Why would you need to do that if you can just say, "Yeah, this is a little deep information. I really don't want to talk to you about that." Because he knew that it was going to raise red flags with her, even if he said that.
True, I agree.
Mm.
I I just feel that if that was her boyfriend, then yeah, he owes her an explanation. But if he is there to keep in mind, he offered to show her around town, and she volunteered on her own accord. And whatever conversations he has with anybody really doesn't pertain to her. They're just friends. Now the stuff that's going on or what happened with Audra when they're in LA had nothing to do with her either. At this point, she's not with Kyle. She has nothing to do with Audra. She's made it very clear that she's out there to find herself, have fun, and do whatever. So for me, I'm like, the conversation shouldn't pertain to anything regarding them having fun. That's all it is. And the thing is, if it was such a big deal, she would have leaned more towards Kyle and say, "Hey, I think you're right. We need to look into this. I don't feel safe." But she is all for whatever danger. She even said, "What last week? I want to uncover all the mysteries that is Holden." All she cared about was Pound Town.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that mattered to that girl. Nothing of what Holden has going on. She's curious, but it's not deep the way it was for Kyle, where he was going to Sienna. trying to get dirt and information regarding Holden and Audra and coming up empty-handed. She didn't care. She, if anything, she was upset Friday. Like, why is Kyle trying to get information on him? She doesn't
Well,
care.
right, but why did Holden even feel the need to tell her that? He knew that was gonna piss her off.
Yeah.
He knew that. I mean, I, there's little subtleties that I see with Holden that is like, mm-hmm, and raises an eyebrow that'll give you the option to give him a side eye. And
Mm-hmm.
even with the whole thing with Kyle, you know, that was not well. They did kind of talk about that, but why did you, in this particular state of mind, why did you even tell her that? You didn't want to tell her about the other conversation you had with Sienna, but you want to tell her about this one.
And then he also said that, hey, he did this out of love, and if that's where you really want to be, then that's where you should go.
Right,
As
knowing
well
that
as
that girl wants to be with him, and so it's kind of like, what do they call that? It's a term for that. Where it's like, well, if you really don't want to, knowing it, and the person do, and they be like, oh no, no,
oh
I
yeah.
really do want to do that. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
form of kind of like low level reverse psychology. Oh, you know he loves you, and if you don't want to be here
Oh,
and
like
want to be
Jedi
with
mind trick.
Kyle instead of be with me, and of course it triggers her to like, oh no, 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 I want to be here with you. That is very manipulative in your speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
exactly. Ta Holden is a smooth operator.
he's a smooth operator. But also, Sienna Jenkins is right. He didn't lie. And the thing is, Claire, because we know she's a big girl now, has made big girl decisions and who she decided to open herself up to.
Mm-hmm.
And even if all the stuff blows up in her face about Holden and Audra, she still made a choice. She still sleep with this man. He still won.
Yeah, he still won, but he also is keeping the secret that Kane told him to get close to her to find out
Mm-hmm.
information about. So you ain't telling her
There's,
the whole story, dude.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that part. Um, but as far as the stuff that happened while he was in LA, that was prior to her, I don't think it's all that necessary. But either which way, if the stuff was still blowing up in her face about that, this girl still slept with this man and didn't give two cares about Kyle.
Well, until after the fact, which you guys will see on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yeah, she still is confused as ever. She feeling some kind of way. So I'm curious to see where this is going to go. Is she going to continue to see Holden? Is she going to look at this and be like, okay, it was fun while it lasted. What happens in LA need to stay in LA, and she come back to Genoa City trying to fix things. I don't know. I guess this is a sweeps month, so no telling what's going to happen.
Oh yeah. But the fact that she did it three times with this man, that was he was the entire mission going into LA. She was, and the thing is, she broke up with Kyle so she wouldn't be accused of cheating, but still kind of lead him on so she can still have an opening to still go back to Kyle. But
Yeah.
she wanted to make sure that she wouldn't be accused of cheating. She wanted to have all the free reign. That's why she wants to feel things out and find herself and explore things. And as soon as she broke up with Kyle, went to the park, picked up the phone, that girl was cheesing from ear to ear, excited to go to LA. She knew exactly what she was going to do. It was always Holden.
Jenna, that's the same thing I said. I'm like, what if she gets pregnant? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn said the same thing. So, I mean, if she decides to have a change of heart, and says, you know what, maybe we just keep this between us. I don't want to see you again. And then try to get back with Kyle. And she popped pregnant. She got some splaining to do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, you guys. So you going to, if you haven't seen, I did do a clip edit on Instagram for what is going down in LA on Monday. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
Monday, November 3rd, between Claire and Holden. It did not just stop with us getting that scene today. There is more footage of romance, which we've been asking for a very long time. You will get to see that on the Monday episode.
It was such a good edit. Check out today's if you haven't already, and the one that she made for Monday's episode. It is so good. The editing, the music, it was perfect. They gave you a lot of material to work with.
Yeah, they did. I thought it was just going to be the one scene today, and then they wake up and start talking, like they
Yeah.
normally do. But they open up Monday's episode with these two. And
Oh.
obviously, I'm probably more than likely will do some sort of a standalone on Monday about it. But
Mm-hmm.
whoever the directing in that scene was and the movements and everything, you would have thought that I'll just say it kind of give Thope vibes. If people
Oh
are,
yeah.
for the new folks on my channel, Thope happened in 2023 between Thomas and Hope, and it was fire. So it's
And
kind of,
Kyle and
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Kyle is giving Liam.
Pretty much.
This girl was on the foot of the bed. They flipping each other over. Like, it, I'm just saying, this was not the same girl that we've been introduced to or
Mm-hmm.
reintroduced to when she decided to become reformed with Kyle. She's not doing any of this stuff. She didn't do any of this stuff with Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different energy with this woman.
Well, you know what? And that's the thing, without going into another podcast or a conversation, is that sometimes people bring different energies to you. So,
Oh, he did.
I mean, listen, just like if we go back to Thope right quick, just like what we saw in that scenario where people were saying at that time, and I'm wondering if it's going to happen again now that Hope and Liam is back together, but they were saying that they were pretty vanilla. And when she got with Bad Boy Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
I
He put
mean,
in time and a half.
you talking about surfboarding, and I mean, I had so much material to work with in 2023.
Girl, like the whole series.
Had
It
a
was so
whole
good.
series of stuff because it was just that spicy. And so to finally get a little bit more of that, I thought, like I said, we were just going to get them going, lay down, and next thing you know, they wake up talking. No, Monday gave us 3 rounds in one
Oh yeah.
episode, not 4 days like we got with Dope in one episode.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
So
Jacqueline, she already made that video. You go ahead and check it out when you get a
yeah,
chance. But
I
she already.
did. I did. I posted it when I saw the Monday's episode around 4 o'clock, 4:15 my time. I was actually sitting down having a bite to eat, and when I said, let me see what Monday episode looked like," when it came straight into that, I'm like, "Oh no, I got to do an edit." And so it was plenty of material to work with. Both videos, one is here on YouTube, one is here on well, the one that I did today where they started from the bar, from the bar. That one I posted on YouTube and I also posted on IG yesterday. Then the clip from Monday's episode, which is more material, I posted on Instagram only. So if you follow me on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Soap Corner Talk, it is there.
You gotta check it out. Like T did an amazing job. It was so good, very reminiscent of the soap edits that she did. I'm not sure if you're able to, T. Are you able to pin the soap one so they can kind of compare back and forth?
Oh God, girl, that's 2 years ago of content.
But it was so good. Even in the episode, the music that was paired with those two was spicy.
Right, I
It
was
was.
surprised at that because the Monday's episode, the background music, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Well
just gonna
done.
throw this out here. Holden was looking like he was stroking. And I know
Yep.
we are off. It's at what, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock. Ain't no
Oh yeah.
kids on the call. No. The way that they did his body movement, it looked
Mm-hmm.
like he was actually. And I was trying to use that because I used a different word when we were talking. I think I said pumping or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it looked like he was stroking. I'll just say that.
Yes, he was putting in a lot of work in, and
He
she was
put his
happy.
back
You see,
into it.
yes. Did you see how big that smile was on her face?
Right.
I mean, he didn't. He woke her up. I don't know what Kyle was doing for her, but she was looking forward to going to LA. What is it
Listen,
with?
she had an awakening too because one of the things, spoiler alert, that she says is that she woke up a different person. So that sounds like an awakening to me.
Oh,
Hope had an awakening.
she felt different. I'm
Mm,
surprised she was able to walk
man.
after 3 times.
Okay, BTG, what you gonna do? They didn't. They said put up or shut up. It's y'all turn.
Because we're not going to get it on bold. But,
Right. We last thing we got from BTG is that whole thing in Costa Rica with Joey and Vanessa, and she was screaming like crazy.
yes, talking about round four. I'm like, oh, okay. So Claire and Holden got to catch up to Joey and Vanessa now.
Right.
Whew, the standards.
Hmm.
but but great job, YNRC. We need more of that. We know you
Yeah.
listen to the
So,
podcast. Give
writers, if
that.
you are listening to us in the shadows,
Mm-hmm.
kudos for what you have done. Now, I don't know if I agree with the pairing because there's obviously more drama probably associated with Holden. But in this scene, I'm going to give you 5 stars. 5 out of 5. Or 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Like Electro
She
Soul Girl said, bye, Kyle. Hello,
she
Holden.
said, yes, hello, Holden. Look, that's not a bad place to land. You see how fine that man is?
Man, I
Mm-mm-mm.
don't know how tall Nathan Owens is, but
He is 6'2", I believe.
girl, and she a petite, tiny little thing.
Yep,
I'm like,
just taking it.
my
No,
thing
she's.
is, I'm like, girl, you ain't so, are you? You need to stretch?
I don't know. And I'm like, and the thing in Monday's episode, like, why did you invite Victoria into your room? Like, the smell is still in the room.
Oh, oh my God. What was that we used to say about that? Oh, that was Nick, Adam, and Sally.
Nick Adams and Tucker, Kyle, and Audra.
Right.
Remember, Tucker walked into the room with Audra and Kyle had just finished, and he
Oh my
sniffed the
God.
room.
The bed was messed up and everything. That was
Oh my
crazy.
goodness! I'm
That was
like, you just
crazy.
invite your mother and like this and this sitting on the couch, not the bed, which thank God. But I'm like, okay, well, she's a big girl now. She
Right.
wanted to she wanted to ride the carousel. She sure did now.
Listen,
She's she said she woke up extra
I
different.
can guarantee you that Claire is going, as much as she might be confused, Claire is going to come back for some more of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. especially she went back for the seconds and thirds. Oh, he was putting in some great work.
Yeah, I was like, am I watching almost Cinemax or something? I don't know.
I mean, the looks on her face, the way that she was pulling him in, and the way she was flipping herself, I was like, oh my gosh. Now, could you imagine, especially since they're in LA, and we know that the Matt Atkinson is back on set for Bold, but they
Hmm.
did a crossover and she met Thomas.
Who?
Just
Oh, now I would have loved to see Claire and Thomas Forrester.
mm-hmm.
Kyle
See?
wouldn't stand a chance with Thomas.
Oh no, no. He don't even stand a chance with Holden right now.
Right.
Look, this girl went in a few times. Look, she don't even care about Harrison. She don't care about Kyle. She don't care about nothing over in Genoa City right now. She wanted to go on the carousel ride and play in the streets, and she landed the Pound Town.
And girl,
She
I
took him there,
mean,
actually.
Holden was working. Holden was working. I was like, I can't believe that they actually had those movements. That was,
Yes.
I mean, he was, yeah. You would think.
Oh my goodness,
My
this
God.
was.
Listen, I need a fan.
See,
Girl,
this was what we need. This is the what we needed to wake up, especially after last week with Sleepy Town.
right.
This woke us all the way up for Friday and Monday's episode. This woke us up.
Well,
Thank
what a
you,
way to
Lionel.
start sweeps, you know.
Yes,
Now,
I
just I
mean,
hope this ain't the last time we see this, and we don't see another one till the year 2030. Okay,
uh,
another 5 years.
let's hope not. We just gonna ride this wave. And well, I shouldn't say ride like that, but you know what I mean. Like just I'm hoping that we get to see more scenes. See, it would actually been a more better storyline if Kyle had stayed in LA since he was in the same hotel.
And got
If
his
he would
feelings
have,
hurt.
yes, and he saw Claire and Holden go into her room, and then he's sitting in the hallway listening to all the sound. That would have been even better, in my opinion.
Now, this is what I'm also hoping for. Kane and Phyllis.
Yes, because she's due some too. They have fairly good chemistry. I
Mm-hmm.
like the interactions more and more now. It took me a minute to get there,
Mm-hmm.
but I just want Phyllis to get a man. That's the reason why she's going crazy. She's like desperate to try to get them cobwebs off.
I
I
know,
mean,
right?
yes, worrying about Cricket and Danny Romalotti. Like who cares about them?
Oh, you see Monique's comment. She said the only thing missing was scratches on Holden's back.
They probably were there though. You see the way she was on Monday's episode. She was tearing into the sheets, grabbing
Girl,
the pillows,
I know, right? I'm like,
the
dang.
headboard.
Haley Aaron, she was like, she probably looked at that script and like, oh, okay, I'm gonna work this.
And Jay Money, he kind of had to school us. She had played Kiki Tremaine or something on the other soap, and he said that this was right up her alley, given the character she played on the other show. Like this was nothing for her.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, so then we need to see more of that on this show.
Well, we'll see. Maybe they're trying to put that out there and give us a taste of what that's like and see what the fans say. If they're
Mm-hmm.
like, if they feel that we might enjoy, I don't think I want her in a relationship with Holden. I just,
No, I
no.
don't think it's not going to be anything serious.
Right.
Not at all.
Yeah.
This was she wanted to test drive, and after she gets done being ran through, she wants to go back to Kyle. The question is, does Kyle have self respect
Right.
for
To take,
himself
right.
to, or is he going to take this girl back?
Because I'm wondering if she going to actually tell him that she slept with Holden.
she'll probably be like, well, it's none of your business. We're not
Mm-hmm. Oh,
together.
believe me, Holden gonna make sure that they get out. He's too slick like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, something.
He
Mm.
gonna put some hints out there, whether Kyle is listening or in a conversation. He gonna give some sort of cryptic dialogue that something happened between them two.
Something's gonna happen. But I mean, I thought she was gonna tell Victoria on Monday's episode, like, "Mom, we have so much in common," or
Mm-mm.
something.
Yeah, I remember that scene with her and Nate.
Yes,
When
that was
he's
hot.
picked her. I thought sure Holden was gonna pick her up, but he kind of, I don't know, that it was only one small part of that scene when it was a little awkward when they were headed over to the bed. I thought sure he was gonna pick her up, but he, it's kind of like maybe the cues got missed or something.
Yeah, and she has an amazing. This woman, like Gail Lewis says, she's a mother of twins. She had twins out that body.
Right, she
I'm
sure
like,
did.
okay. I'm like, okay, Haley. And
Mm-hmm.
she said that Haley played Kiki Germain on General House. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
right. That's right,
Yep.
Germain.
All right, we gotta move on to bold. I know. We gotta move on to the bold and the beautiful. And I mean, I'm interested if they give us a hot scene between Daphne and Carter.
uh,
What?
we can hope. No, I'm all for a hot scene. They are due a hot scene. We haven't had a hot scene in a minute.
Mm-mm.
And I can't. I'm not even going to count the thing with Will and Luna because that's a whole other situation. But like a hot, steamy, romantic love scene, we have not had that.
But you know what? I bet you Lisa Yamada could pull off a hot scene. It's just that
Oh
she's in a
yeah.
villain role right now.
Oh yeah. I agree. I was hoping that we would get something, especially since Steffi is back.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been with her husband. Figured she
Yeah.
would be ready to take
Girl,
her
I'm
clothes
so
off.
fed up with Finn. He's just ugh. I don't. I mean, it doesn't excite me anymore to see something between him and Steffi. It just don't.
They're due for a breakup. They're due for some type of shakeup. I would just like for it not to be where Steffi's life is at risk. Like we had Bridget on the show several times that she's worked with Finn. You would have thought by now, especially since Steffi was away, there
Mm-hmm.
could have been some moments where Finn and Bridget could have had, some close interactions of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it is what it is. Then they put this Brooke Ridge and Taylor triangle on us for the millionth time.
Mm-hmm.
So and then now we have Hope and Liam back together. Yay. Um Not. But
Right.
it's just, we're missing the spice. Bold used to be the spicy show.
Right. Bold is the one that everybody look even before Beyond the Gates come on. Everybody be like, okay, what's on Bold today?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They just been so off the rails since early 2024 when Thomas left in March of that year. It was just like, okay. And then they all these crazy storylines with who's the daddy and revolving around Luna.
Yeah, for 2 years now.
Exactly.
And Molly
Exactly.
said that she hopes it's not Lope. Look, we Hope doesn't even want Lope like that. And me and J Money had a conversation that maybe she's doing this more so because it makes Beth happy. I don't think this is something she genuinely wants, but that's a whole other conversation.
Okay, but
But
you broke up. You didn't want to be with Carter either. So did she want to be by herself?
I think she's just going whatever the attention goes. Whoever's giving her the attention, whoever is gassing her up the most.
But that's the thing. Carter talked into getting her whole line back and everything, and that wasn't enough to keep her around.
Yeah, but Liam is always going to be the old faithful. Or maybe it's just something like this shiny and new form of attention. I don't know. That's why I'm curious what they're doing with the Thomas character since they Casey Castlebeck posted a photo of him and Matt Atkinson that Thomas is back on set. So, in what capacity, we don't know. I wonder if that's going to come into play with this, since Hope and Liam are getting back together. If she's going to start fantasizing about Thomas like she was before, something.
You think would you want Thope back again?
I'm going to say yes,
Okay.
but I want Thomas to have more self-respect for himself
Mm-hmm.
because he was doing perfectly fine, not worrying about Hope. Then she caught feelings, and then she had the 90s music video or 80s music video in her head about being with Thomas and fantasizing about Thomas while she was intimate with Liam. And Liam thought it was the best, you know, intimacy he's had in the world in a while, but she was fantasizing about a whole other man and cheated on Liam with that same man. She broke up our whole marriage.
Let me ask you this: do you think they could be bringing him back for Ivy?
I wouldn't mind that because she's due a love interest too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would mind that. I would be okay with that. And I'm wondering if Hope sees that, maybe that can make her jealous. Um, but I wouldn't mind that. But I want them, if they're not going to put him with a love interest, I want them to make Thomas more of a power player. Like at his stage and his experience, he should want some type of other form within the company besides being a designer. Like
They're
want to be
saying in the chat.
president.
They're saying in the chat that Thomas is just back for the Christmas episode.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
So, what, he's just there to have dinner and then go on about his business?
I don't know. But maybe we keep talking about it. Give the writers some ideas as they listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see more Matt Atkinson. But have him start a new line, a new company, something, give his family some competition. I'm going to keep driving this home until you guys actually do this. But, you know, I guess if they're putting Hope and Liam together, yay, I guess. They go right back to
Yeah,
her
but they
mother's
can't go
front yard.
back to the same old. I don't know. It's just what they need to do. You think they need to change the image of Liam?
They had an opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel when it came to the brain injury, like they could have altered this man's personality a bit, but they went the direction they did with Grace. Sorry, there's like motorcycles going by.
Mm-hmm.
They did what they did with the Grace Buckingham thing, so they can wrap up that family story arc
Mm-hmm.
and find a way to put Hope and Liam back together. But they had an opportunity that would have been great, especially for Scott Clifton's character, where he could have had like the same personality alters and something like.
Do you think they've typecast in so many words over the years the Liam character? Because like a couple people saying that Liam is boring.
He's not the same person he was in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
Or whenever he debuted. And I feel like there hasn't been much growth
Mm-hmm.
with the character. And Scott Clifton, I hope you're not listening, because we love you here. But as far as the character, like, we should see some type of depth. All we seen this man do was go back and forth between woman to woman.
For 12
He
years. Mm-hmm.
for 12 years, and even if you threw Ivy in the mix, he's going back from woman to woman. It's always been an emotional roller coaster. He went from working from Spencer, working to Forrester, back to Spencer, to not working at all. Um, it's just been one thing after another, or he's just, there has to be some sort of change or some type of transition. And I thought with him having the brain injury, he could have had an alternate, personality where he forgot, most of his life or something. And he meets somebody new and he turns to a bad boy. I don't know, something,
Mm-hmm.
anything but this.
KH said that Liam has always been boring. That's why he constantly needed to be in a triangle.
The same can same for Hope too.
Mm-hmm. Gail said we need more new characters. Bring back Wyatt.
That is a person who I would have loved to have seen Hope with, because out of all the men, he never cheated on her. He focused, zeroed in only on her. Everything that she was crying about, he would have gave her. And I
Mm-hmm.
think Annika had said something about this a couple of years ago. Like, why won't the writers or the producers put her with Wyatt? That
Mm-hmm.
made perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right. Enough about this proposal. Um, we got the situation with Deacon and Taylor.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm not a
feeling that
fan, y'all.
couple.
Me either. I'm, I'm, I'm like low key hoping for Shikon to stay together.
Me too. That's why I was so happy, even though I know that there's some underlying tension there between Deacon and Taylor. When Taylor told him, "Look, we can't do this no more. I'm sorry. There's forgive, second chances, blah blah blah." And he went back saying that he didn't want to leave Sheila. I was actually happy about that.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
was like, okay, thank goodness, because the result is not going to be good for Taylor,
Right.
because it's one thing going back and forth with Broken Ridge and that triangle situation.
Mhm.
She'll be going back and forth with Sheila Carter, and Sheila
Right.
doesn't get her way. That puts her in danger, which is why do you want this for the Taylor character? Which I understand is supposed to be drama. The Taylor has been through enough
Mhm.
as a character. Like, can we give her some happiness, some joy, her own man, drama free, and pivot the character a different direction? And once again, it has nothing to do with the I used to be in love with Deacon back in the day.
Mhm.
Like, this the messiness of it all. I don't know why I always had a crush on him, but I did. And I love Sean Keating as an actor. But it's a different dynamic with Rebecca and Sean.
Mhm.
And I'm just not gelling with it.
Mhm.
But more importantly, I just want Taylor to have something that's drama free for once.
I mean, and even though yes, this is a soap, I would say bring Jack back into it, and maybe Lee have some sort of a low key issue with it.
Right. Exactly. That's the other thing, too. Lee and Sheila are girlfriends.
Right. They were acting like BFFs. I just come to,
Right.
Lee actually was like, I just come to check on you. What?
What? This is the same woman who ran you off the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're grandmothers banding together. Lee went to go see Sheila 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor can't have a friend, but we're going to give Sheila a friend.
Right.
I'm like, Lee and Taylor could have bonded, then Jack could have came into town about the stuff with Luna, and he could have been caught in the crosshairs of wanting to help Lee, help Luna or something, and then getting to know Taylor, and it could have been something. I don't know. It's just, why put her in the crosshairs with Sheila Carter
Mm-hmm.
after everything Sheila's done to her? I mean, Taylor was almost unalived by Sheila
And then she slipped
twice.
up and said that she would try to kill her if she broke up her and Deacon. I'm like, here we go.
I'm like, again?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is not what I want for Taylor.
Mm-mm. I
And
agree with that.
to be honest, we need more male characters on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we got a lot of single people on this show. And if it's not about the romance, okay, then what is the show about? You got
Luna,
forced creations
Luna and
and,
Remy.
well, he prefers something else. Um, but we need some fresh meat on the show. It would be, remember when the show used to have like other families come on? Like
Mm-hmm.
we had the Maronis, we had Jackie, we had her husband that has a baby with Bridget. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Luke. It's something else. But and we had Nick. We had the whole thing. It was like a whole other storyline arc. And then we had the Avants. We need other fresh perspectives, because I feel like the stuff that's going on with the Nazawas is not necessarily one note. Like, it would have been interesting to bring Jack and have his perspective on the stuff that's going on with Luna, the perspective he has
Mm-hmm.
regarding his son, Lee, if they try to work things out, or he can start something new with Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
It just, there's room for different things to transition.
Right.
So,
I agree. I just,
because he has a whole granddaughter. I would have loved to get his reaction, especially the way that he was caping for Poppy, him finding out that she was sleeping with his son and created a grandchild, and
mm-hmm.
played it off as if that was his niece.
Mm-hmm. I
That would have
just
been
wish,
interesting.
I just don't want this whole Deacon and Taylor thing. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's just too much with this whole thing, because the other thing is, besides Sheila Carter, which we was talking about last week, will this start problems between Hope and Steffi again? Because Steffi's mom is dating, would be dating Hope's father. So it's like there's so many, I don't know, weird connections in this situation that is just not, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just so tired of, for one, the character being so disrespected, especially by the Forrester family, like Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want something just new and fresh. Same way they gave, like Keisha was always saying, same way they gave Steffi a fresh start with somebody new. Even though there's a lot of drama feud with that, Ben can't change his birth mother, and the fact that he has a daughter and now a grandchild with
Mm-hmm.
with baby Sheila. But give Taylor something new, something fresh. Like, I want to get his reaction, especially about the Luna being his granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved that reaction, and see Poppy try to talk her way out of that. That would have been interesting, and especially the way that Lee had always thought that Jack and Poppy had an affair, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the reason why they riffed so much. And she was always mad and bitter when it came to her sister, for her to find out the result of that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved for Jack to be like, look, so you knew I was innocent this whole time, but I was accused and I almost lost my wife. Like, see, there's room for growth,
Mm-hmm.
room for fresh storylines writers.
Exactly.
And Brad Bell, and Casey Castlebeck.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We also have this whole reveal of Remy.
Yeah. Uh, so it's interesting how Luna is delusional. I think we said this in the chat. She's delusional about her own situation, but sees clearly about everyone else's situation.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't think you should go. That's just not a good idea. Like, she's still going to feel some kind of way about seeing you. And, you know, I can understand him saying that he's a changed man, but if you're a changed man, you would have been honest with your boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
about what you did, so he's not blindsided going
Yep.
into Forrester. Like, I understand there's being hopeful and optimistic, but you still got to keep it real with yourself. The fact that Luna had to pop out of her own delusion to try to get you straight is saying something.
Girl, that was crazy to me because she was like, that's gonna blow up in your face. Everybody hates you over there. I don't think that's a good idea. You know what you did. You had them deep fakes, and I'm like, how is it that you have awareness for his situation, but you have zero self awareness for your situation? You lost in Delulu Island when it comes to
Yeah.
you, this baby, and having a relationship with Will, all on the fact that you graped this man. Yet you can
Yeah.
tell Remy all of the whole warning signs and don't do this and all of that because this ain't gonna work and they hate you and all this. You can step out of your own delusion to give clarity to this man's situation.
And I'm also surprised that he even went to go see Luna because he went against Deke's wishes
Mm-hmm.
about staying away from her.
Yep.
But I guess she's not much of a threat if she's behind bars. Like, I mean, and plus that's probably his only friend too. But if you're a changed person, talk to the person you're in a relationship with, especially when he kept telling Deke, "Don't mention my name over at Forrester
Mm-hmm.
Creations. I'll explain it later." You had opportunities to do so.
Right. And that would raise a red flag for me. Like, why don't you want me to bring you up? I
Yeah.
mean, do these people know you? Did you have a run in with them? What's going on? And then this dude actually wants a job back over there. Do you actually think that the Foresters are going to let you work there?
Yeah. I'm like, you hope it on prayer. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm like, poor Tink. I mean, maybe that's why he and Luna get along so well because they both have their own delusions.
Mm-hmm.
They both wrapped up in their own world. But I mean, if you saw the Monday's previews or the previews for next week, the boys and in tears, and I'm like, this is what you get. You need to be honest with the man that you are with,
Mm-hmm.
especially while you live together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you know that's where he wanted to work at. You know that's his employer now. You had opportunities to be honest with them.
Mm-hmm. What do you think
Yeah.
about this whole thing where Ivy was telling Electra that she said, you know, he did wrong by you or something like that. And I'm thinking, like, which part? And then I
Oh,
remember the part
about
where
Will?
yeah, where she said that he didn't tell you about what happened with Luna before sleeping with her, which I agree with that.
Yeah, this is what happens when he was listening to his stupid mother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and the thing is, he wanted to be honest about that. Um, and I think it was he really should have, especially prior to him sleeping with Electra, because you're saying that because take the Luna part out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You did, uh, you were involved in an intimate manner, not by your choice, but you were intoxicated, you slept with someone else. That person could have anything,
Mm-hmm.
any kind of disease. I mean, it would have been, for one, I'm surprised Katie didn't say, like, hey, you need to go get yourself checked out and tested and, you know, before you even remotely get yourself involved with Electra. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would have been he needed to have some responsibility in that regard. Um, I'm not going to hold him. There's no fault to what happened to him because that was absolutely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But just to protect himself and the woman that he wants to be with, so like, hey, this happened. I'm gonna go get myself tested. I don't want anything to happen to you. Like, to have that respect level.
Right.
But I think they slept with each other, around the same, like within
Within
24
a
hours.
day or so.
I think it was literally 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been my thing. But, um, and the thing is, they were talking about like how Bill was telling Luna to get rid of the baby, so they can have an open conversation about that, but not about getting tested
Mm-hmm.
and get yourself checked out.
Right. Yep.
So that would have been my thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what did you think about the dialogue this week?
Just in general,
Mm-hmm.
I thought Carter and Daphne had a cute moment, but it was short lived. Um, I'm not. I'm just never going to be on board with Taylor and Deacon. I'm sorry, you guys.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't care about Hope and Liam getting engaged for the millionth time. They, I don't know why they're making this like a big deal getting married. Like, this goes to the courthouse. Like someone said in the chat, this goes to the courthouse. Like, we get it. Okay, you guys
Mm-hmm.
are back together. That's fine. Um, but the stuff that happened with Remy, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out and um, how that's going to work out with Deke. But I think that's pretty much it. And the thing is, if Steffi wants her mom to move on and find some happiness, why don't you go find your mother a love interest? That's another way they could introduce a new character for Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
To like, hey, like he's one of our buyers and he's single. He's a good guy. We've known him for years. And there we go. Give us something new, something fresh. It's just been more of the same. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen or what the big reveal is gonna be for November sweeps unless Luna gets out of jail.
Yeah, I mean, because right now it's slow moving and we're already in the first week of November sweeps, and it's like, okay, was the Remy reveal the part of the big aha moment? Okay, not to me. I don't know about anybody else, but to me, that wasn't like, oh wow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess maybe it's yet to be seen. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Melissa says Steffi is supposed to matchmake for Taylor in the sweeps.
Okay. So are
So
we
I
getting a
hope
new
that's the case.
character? I wonder if we get a new character.
That would be nice. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
And it not be Deacon.
Please don't do that to this woman.
Mm-mm.
Like if he had never married Sheila, maybe this could have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
But yeah,
But
but I don't think I just don't even see the chemistry between the actors. Like I say, remember we were saying with Krista, we definitely saw it.
yeah. Um yeah, I just want something just different for Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't know, help us out, writers,
Yep.
especially going into November sweeps. Let's
Yep.
see what we got.
Did we miss anything?
Um, Elizabeth is taking up all the airtime. She said, "You're gonna see me. I'm gonna officiate the wedding. I'm gonna be the flower girl. I'm gonna be the cameraman. I'm going to make the wedding dress." Molly says, "I don't like Beth. She's
I
annoying."
know. I saw Molly's comment. She's
Oh my god.
annoying. Oh,
She giving Harrison some competition.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
wish
So.
there was like a child actor Emmy nomination for these
Mm-hmm.
kids, because these kids are Harrison is so adorable.
I
These are
know
some
he's
adorable
funny.
kids.
He is so cool. Watching him talk to Kyle. I bet him and
Mm-hmm.
Michael Mueller, they have fun together with their lines.
Oh yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
I I think it's so adorable.
Yeah.
And the actor is just so poised and put together. Like these are some very talented actors.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
good for
agree.
Elizabeth. She said, "I'm not invisible no more."
Yep. All right. Well, let's move it along. We're gonna go to BTG.
Oh yay, yay!
A lot of moving parts this week. Oh gosh. We had the situation with Ted, Carlton, and Nicole. We had a calm moment between Leslie and Ted. Um, there's a big blow up between the sisters because they're sisters. Then Samantha called herself overhearing her older, is that aunts or cousins?
Aunties,
Aunties,
aunt and cousin.
aunt and cousin talk about men, and so she decided to move on forward. This dude here is a mess. And Tyrell almost got into a whole altercation with him because he was talking about taking this girl V card. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Um, could we start with that one?
Okay, go ahead.
Because I was seeing some stuff online about like how Martin and Smitty are being too hard on her, and she should be free to spread her wings. No, this girl's 16. You in my house and you trying to get it on with this boy in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
No, you are a child. And I was so happy the way that they snatched up all the electronics. She was grounded. Like my family, look, if I wanted to talk to somebody, go to the payphone. I don't want to do that. Well, then I guess you really don't want to talk to your friends now, do you? I remember that exact conversation. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but just the attitude of this girl, and then this stupid boy is like, "Oh, I need help with my chemistry assignment." Wrong thing to say, kid.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. Going back to what you was just saying, that people were having a problem with
Yeah.
this situation. Did they hear the
That,
dialogue, but that this guy don't even care about this girl? That he just want to put a notch on his belt? And y'all figure
yes.
like, and to be the first one to talk about how horrible men can be, and I'm not. That's not my sentiment, and but there is women that talk about the whole men are this or that or whatever, but this man is clearly being that, but you want her to open herself up to that.
That's the part that didn't make any sense to me. And once again, everyone's able to have their own opinion and viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
There were some people who thought like me, but there was other people who were saying like, "Oh, she's young. Let her be free. Let her have her experiences. How dare they let her? Uh, they interfere. Like they could have just." There was one comment that said like they could have saw her and then still walked out the door and let her handle her business. I'm like,
Wait a
what?
minute, that's their house.
Thank you.
And she broke the rule. If you know that
And
rule
these
in
were some.
itself, just remove the part about the what they were doing, you weren't supposed to have that boy in the house. Period.
Exactly. This is that. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy, but I'm like,
Mm-mm.
let her have her experience. No, uh-uh.
Who? Ain't no way.
You you're not about to disrespect. I'm telling you, Reddit is
It's
something else.
crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, each soap has their own Reddit page, but the comments, I was like, oh my goodness, could not be me. I could not get away with talking back to my parents. I could not get away with the disrespecting and copying the attitude, let alone bringing a boy into the house like that. No, there is just no way. Like, and then this girl being extra fast too, using her brother's phone to try to still text his boy.
Mm-hmm.
No. 16 years old? No. I do not care. I was so glad that Martin and Smitty were on the same accord because this boy brought a condom.
Yeah, well,
Uh-uh.
he would June peep that at the restaurant. That's
Yeah.
why she dropped that milkshake in his lap because he was talking about, oh, I like your pictures, I like what you had on, and I can't wait to see you without them. Y'all ain't even, and then she even said that this was not a relationship, not her boyfriend, a situationship. And then, Nicole was like, but you do want him to be that way. Yeah, okay, then that ain't even established. This dude was ready to hit. And
Yeah.
I'm just going to, because I got to watch what words I say. And I don't mean hit in a
He wanted to
hand,
get it in.
right. You know what I mean. He wanted to get her on that couch. At any means, she was like, okay, I want to do this. She initiated it, you know.
And I also, and there was also some people who were blaming Kat and Chelsea for having their conversation. I feel like two things can be true at the same time. I feel Kat should have been mindful for even bringing that girl to a bar in the first place. Like Chelsea was saying, they could have handled their business stuff over at Chelsea Cat office, where they
She
were
was
able to
too
control the narrative.
busy looking for Isaiah and Eva.
I got some thoughts on that too, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time too, Chelsea and Kat are grown women. That girl knows she is a child and needs to stay in a child's play. She shouldn't be overhearing any type of grown person's conversation and then
Mm-hmm.
use that as your motivation to bring some boy to your house and try to get it on in the living room.
And then she was like, "Well, at least it wasn't in my room. It, it
It
was
don't
on the
make a
couch."
difference. She was like, well, it could have been in my room. No, he shouldn't be in the
Okay.
house in the first place,
Right.
especially with no adult there. No, you are a child. Anything could happen. No.
Mm-hmm. That
And
dude
plus,
had
they just,
condoms ready to go. Granted, he's protecting himself, but his agenda was clear.
oh, yeah, absolutely. And he, just the line saying, like, oh, this is not what it looks like. So then what does it look like then?
Girl, I'm like, you just dug another hole for yourself. It looks exactly like it was.
So now you want to play me for stupid.
That's
Okay.
gaslighting. It's not what it looks like. So you
Yeah.
want me to question my reality.
Mm-hmm. I was like, Martin, stump him out. Stump him out.
And then this fool had the nerve to be on the phone with somebody talking about, yeah, I'm gonna get at her and do this, that, and third. She wanna throw her V card at me. I'm gonna take it. Da 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 da. I'm like, oh man.
I mean, there's some people who want her to learn that lesson. I'm like,
Yeah, well, I mean, her brother was about to catch a fade on this one. I mean, he talked his way out of it, and the guy tried to, punk him, and he ended up walking away. But this is how bad this is.
Yeah, this is look. I respect him from trying to protect his sister, but his parents got that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm this girl is trying to move very fast,
Mm-hmm.
and look, this is not a good situation for her, but we'll see how this goes, especially next week when she feels compelled to just walk out of her house, being
Where's she
completely
gonna go?
disrespectful. Thank you. Where's she gonna go?
Where you gonna go? I mean, unless her grandparents would be like, "Oh, you can come stay here," which is enabling the situation. Because I mean, granted, she needs a place to go, and I'm not saying they should turn her down, but that's hard when your kids is like, I'm finna leave because you won't let me do what I want to do, and then go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, look, we'll see how far you go. I'm cutting off access to all of your credit cards, your debit cards, that cell phone. All of them are going to be off.
Yeah,
So, yeah, where are you going? Oh, and if you drive, oh, I'm taking them keys.
right,
What's she gonna do?
exactly, exactly. So, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. The fact that she's trying to, leave. Okay. We'll see how far you get. Because if you try to go to that boy and say, I have nowhere to go, can I stay with you? His parents gonna be like, no.
That's a you problem.
And then or else he's gonna flip on her and be like, listen, hey, I thought we was just having fun. This is getting too serious for me, blah blah blah.
Yeah, or move on to the next girl who's
Right.
gonna give it up.
Exactly.
Uh, Look, I understand there's lessons to everything, but her parents are doing the right job. Even June, look, this is not happening. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this is not how it's supposed to go down. This is
Amali
too
says,
fast.
do you think they want to do a teenage pregnancy storyline?
Um, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
It really wouldn't surprise me, especially since there's really no little kids on this show. I just
Mm-mm.
realized that.
Mm-mm.
But if they go that route, it's definitely a storyline to really touch on for sure. I hope they don't, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do.
Gotcha. Okay. 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 All right. Um, that face that Joey has look like somebody that lied to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand like why they're using the pseudonym Sammy for like you know Joey knows who Randy is.
Mm-hmm.
And he pointed out the fact that, hey, I seen you on my cameras at the casino where Randy was at the casino. Like, why are you continuing to lie in this man's face? I feel like now Haley and Randy are getting really sloppy.
Yeah, I mean, why would Randy, knowing that that's your biological cousin, and I know that you don't want anybody to know the connection, but you said that you are sleeping with her on the side. I'm like, out of
Yeah,
all the things that you could have chose,
right. Yeah, this was just
that was
dumb.
weird to me. I'm like, there's no way if most family members covering for them, they don't
Mhm.
come up with a story saying I'm seeing her on the side as a relative.
As a cousin,
Right. Now I've
and
seen the opposite where two people are sneaking and creeping. I'm like, oh, that's my play brother, that's my cousin or whatever.
exactly.
Now it happens on the reverse, but not with actual cousins saying we are sleeping together on she's cheating on Bill Hamilton with me. That's crazy to me.
And on top of that, if we were to run with that narrative,
Mm-hmm.
Joey could have hold that. He could hold that over Randy's head and say, like, hey, if you don't do such and such, I'm going to go to Bill and say that you were with her, with the wife, because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't care about anyone knowing about him and Vanessa.
Mm-mm.
So what's done was what's done, and plus he can't prove how not Randy, how Doug left this earth. So once again, he could hold something over Randy's head and go straight to Bill since they have private meetings to begin with. And it makes me wonder if he's going to be the one that's going to tip Bill off about Haley.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just stupid. You could have said she lost her ring. She was looking for Bill. She was looking for somebody. Anything. Why don't you just say you slept with her?
Right. That was dumb.
Yeah.
But who exactly, TA? Joey probably have found out Randy and Haley's real connection. He was just asking her to see what she was going to say. That's possible. Because what if
Yeah.
he already knows? But the way he played it was like, oh, I heard about what you and your secret is fine with me and da 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 da.
And the thing about casinos, not everybody's going to know where every camera's at. Randy said he cut off all the cameras. Well, how does Randy know that?
Mm-hmm.
New cameras could have been installed, there could have been microphones. This is the same person who was bugging Doug's car
Right.
and his cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't he make sure he knew the ins and outs of his whole establishment?
Right.
Just because he trusts you to do a particular job and you think that you have control of the security cameras doesn't mean he trusts you all the way.
Exactly.
Because there's always going to be a third eye in any establishment.
Correct. Yep, I
Because
agree.
there's security people for the security people
Mm-hmm.
at casinos. There's a documentary I saw. I was like, oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, they got somebody watching the security people. Because
Exactly.
humans are
So,
still humans at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So,
exactly.
yep,
And he knew he can't trust Randy.
right. So now what it's one or two things. Either he already know or he just found out that Randy's lying to him, which makes it worse for Randy. Which in that case you would think, because Haley is not stupid. She just probably pretty much threw her cousin under the bus.
Yep. And it seems like she's going to throw Leslie under the bus, too.
Yeah, because we saw a little bit of something there too with trying to, we all know that she wants to unalive her husband for all this money and wealth and stuff. And when Leslie was like, hey, why don't we work together, she was like, yeah, I don't think so, only to go tell Bill, that Leslie woman was kind of crazy, she was making threats and you need to watch out for her. So now you got somebody to point fingers to once you do something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep.
And this is what happens when you run your mouth around town. You don't know who's going to be plotting on you. And actually, this is actually the smart move that Haley has made,
hmm
in my opinion.
What do you think about this relationship with Ashley's mom and Leslie?
Traitor.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like a traitor. Why would you want to be friends with this woman knowing she tried to unalive a girl twice
Mm-hmm.
and has been messy throughout this whole process?
Yeah, girl. I Yeah, that's the interesting thing about that.
Imagine being
Oh, wait
able
a
to
minute.
build
Hold
an
on.
app with your
My computer started acting crazy. Sorry. Let me make sure everything. It started talking. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I know you can hear me, Bree.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
but what was I saying? We were talking about Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is actually the smartest move that she's made thus far because I think she's going to be very impatient, especially since she's looking at beach houses and how she's going to spend his money and all these different things. So, yeah, I'm just curious how November sweeps is going to go because we know they're not going to get rid. Well, as far as we know, they're not going to get rid of the Bill character, especially since we know that eventually they're going to put Danny and Bill back together. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter of how. So I'm wondering if, especially with her still sleeping with Bill, they find out that she was trying to put pharmaceuticals in his drinks and his foods and cupcakes and all these things, but ends up pregnant. I don't think they're going to get rid of the Haley character.
You don't think so?
No. They'll get rid of, I feel like Randy might be gone, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Haley. This is a very interesting twist to this character. And a lot of people have um, really like this transition. Me personally, I really like this transition of the character because it's like finally she showed her true colors. I think she's gonna just be one of those messy characters on the
Mm-hmm.
show because not everyone can be straight and arrow.
Right.
But let's say they put Bill and Danny back together, but then Haley ends up pregnant, so they can't get rid of Haley all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So this evil person who tried to unalive Bill is carrying his baby.
Yeah. Well, I guess we gotta see how if she's gonna succeed. I know Caroline need to watch her back because she keep getting in the way of stuff. The way Haley's looking at it.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I I hope they keep the Caroline character around. I don't think she'll be around much longer
Mm-hmm.
because the more she starts to get suspicious, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an episode where Haley just dumps the whole like vial or whatever is in there, thinking it's going to be for Bill, and Caroline drinks it. I don't know, something outrageous is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, and uh, I wish Danny was the one to catch it because she knew all along that Haley was bad news. But then you got Leslie who saw right through Haley. She's like, "Oh, keep on with your game and you
Mm-hmm.
pretending." And I'm like, "Of course, evil recognizes evil."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think about the situation with Allison? Was it Allison? What's that girl
Oh,
name?
you talking about Madison?
Madison. The Allison Madison is similar to me. Um,
I know.
because
I'm
I don't. She's mad at her mom's choices.
actually, I think it's the other way around. I guess her mom is mad at her profession, and
Well,
maybe
but
her
then
mom is more
it's both of
holistic.
them because she's more of an herbalist or holistics, and Madison is more of science and or pharmaceuticals and the pharma industry or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so she don't like the fact that her mom is reading birth charts and doing all these starry type creative things, and it's like,
I like
okay,
Miss Cleo.
yeah, like Miss Cleo, right? But I'm like, I understand when it crosses boundaries for you, but That's her lifestyle. Are you mad at her lifestyle or the fact that of what she does, or are you mad at the fact that it's crossing over into your business?
Yeah, that I'm a little
Fused
confused.
by that. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would that cause a rift? Like, there's parents who have a difference of opinion with their children on certain things. Doesn't mean that they have a rift to where they don't talk to each other, I would assume. Um, like, there's things that my mom, and she rests, like, we had difference of opinion about,
Mm-hmm.
but that's still my mom. I still was talking to her. So I don't know what the issue is. And then you got Chelsea trying to interject herself and try to bridge a gap of communication with the two. And I'm like, you need to stay up out of it, because if it was you and Danny, you would have a whole attitude about someone trying to tell you how to handle things with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I get Madison's perspective on that,
See,
but maybe we'll get more of the Madison characters, like extended family, if they're going to keep those two together.
well, TA was like she was saying Madison probably there's more to that story about her estrangement. It must be something deeper.
Yeah, than what she's selling to us. I
Right.
agree. Into Chelsea.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
on the surface it just sounds like y'all just got two different approaches to life. You know what I mean? She's more of reading the tea leaves and the stars and things, and you're more of a logical, analytical, by the book type of person. Okay. So it must be something deeper than that.
Right. And that's okay. It
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. And then part of that conversation was Kat bringing some supplements. She getting on Tomas's nerves. Tomas is like, look, I'm trying to leave what happened in the past, and you are continuously trying to bring up about fixing the broken peen situation.
Yeah, and she's been a little, I want to say, obsessed with it. It's one thing to feel bad about what happened, but she wants to help him recuperate so she can hop back on it. And I hate to say this about this girl, but I'm like, you're overcompensating. You are very pressed by the fact that he slept with your sister, and and on top of that, he was talking about like your intimacy issues with your sister, and now it's like you're trying to do everything the opposite of what he was saying to her. Like they don't have any issues, that it's always on and popping, and all of a sudden now he can find that spot. And she had her own awakening. I think she even said that too on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She had her awakening. But I think she's still mad, and I think that's also why she's trying to interject herself when it comes to this whole Isaiah thing too.
Yeah, that part is ridiculous. I'm like, okay, you find out that Isaiah may have some sort of interest in Eva, and now you're driving and inserting yourself into that. I mean, I get it. You pissed off about the fact of what happened with Eva and Leslie interfering in your lives and stuff, but a lot of that is predicated on your father. And
Right.
so, I understand you mad at this girl and you don't like the fact that we saw in that promo for next week, she ready to disown herself as his daughter. Um,
Yeah.
the thing is like, girl, just stay in your lane. You got a lot bigger fish to fry. You trying to get this line off the ground with these purses. Then you dealing with this situation with Tomas. Your mama is going through it, and you chasing Eva around town trying to get in her business. And I'm not an
Uh,
Eva fan. I mean, like that, but it's just like, girl, Isaiah is going to do what Isaiah wants to do. And if that's Eva, you got a whole man over there. Why? What? stay in your lane.
Yeah, I agree with that part. And she even said, like, look, I gave you the rundown, and maybe this is also because Eva could put a little sauce on things that actually transpired, whereas Kat's going to be like, look, she did such and such. Her mother is this way. At least she's keeping it real, even though there's a lot of pettiness involved. I think she's kind of one and the same, like with Leslie, where it's always about a get back. She felt wronged, and I feel like I don't think it has anything to do with Tomas. It has everything to do with getting back on Eva, like breaking up the family and sleeping with her boyfriend, just a lot of just different things. And this could just be like a sibling rivalry or like competition, like TA was saying. So I think this is going to be a running theme with these two. No matter what man is thrown in their face, it's always going to be one up on each other.
Yeah, well, this is so crazy that you bring a 16-year-old to a bar hoping that you will run into Eva and Isaiah there. I mean, it's like, girl, get a grip.
Yes, I did not. No, that was just very stupid on their part. They have a whole office,
Right.
a mansion that is their office. They could have went there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really want to know what's going on with Isaiah, you can call him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Um, we got the other situation, which Ashley and Derek and Andre, and they, oh God,
This
I
girl
would
wore
say
a
that's the
wedding
only
dress.
downside about BTG is this particular storyline. It's just like whatever.
It's a downer because all we see is this man's insecurity, and like he is insecure to tell this girl to wear a wedding dress as her Halloween costume. And on top of that, he's choosing not to tell her that he has feeling in his legs because he wants to see if she's really for him. If it takes all of that, then she's not for you. You already seen instances in her talking to Andre about, what they could have had, what they should have been, and blah, 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 blah. This woman did a 180, left you, wanted to be with Andre, you get injured, all of a sudden now she loves you. That should be a red flag right there.
Mm-hmm. And he's been
And
overhearing conversations on the sly.
yeah, and I'm like, is it even worth it? Because it's making him look foolish and insecure. What are you trying to prove? But we did see in the sneak pre that he's going to
Promo.
stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the promo that he's going to walk, and I don't know how he's going to explain himself then.
Yep. Good luck with that. But
Unless it's a daydream.
look like Andre is still 10 toes so far. Well, no, I mean I don't know where Andre is. He seemed to be happy being locked into this marriage, even though there is a bet now hanging over their relationship between Danny and Joey.
They're just so stupid.
Yeah,
I'm like, what was the purpose of that?
right.
I don't know what the purpose of the whole interaction
Who,
was.
Joey and Danny?
Like, yes, I can
Well,
see if it has something to do
originally
with
it
this.
was Danny trying to talk to him about um her sister. And then it turned
Right.
and then he threw it back at her like, how you all up, I'm not her sister, Lord. Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Talk about Vanessa. And he's like, well, you all up in my business. What about what you got going on in your relationship? You the one got drunk and got married, but you want to try to tell me about what I'm doing with Vanessa.
Right. And I'm like, Vanessa's not even your real friend like that. That's Nicole's friend. I can see Nicole probably doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm telling you, Vanessa is really willing to cut people off for this man.
Yeah. And sending her baby back to school so he's out of the way, and she wants to put herself even further into all of Joey's mess. I'm like, it can't be that good, could it?
Girl, please. But that facial reaction on that promo when Joey said, "I unalive a man's wife to get him out the way," I was like, "That's what you get. You've been. I mean, this is what you signed up for."
Exactly. Like, it's gonna. Do you think they'll get married?
Oh no.
Because
I,
she already wants this man to come into her house.
Girl, she want that man in the guest room doing whatever, and then she want to be partners in the business. He was like, "You don't know what you're trying to get yourself into."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it won't be long before he's in the main bedroom. I can almost guarantee that.
I don't know. It
Um,
seemed like he's trying to protect himself and his business. You know, because he's trying to slowly, like, yeah, you're doing too much. I mean, let's just keep this a friendly situationship. But you trying to
mhm.
get all wrapped up into each other's lives, and I don't think Joey want that. He got too much going on with the police department, the Duprees, Bill, all this old kind of stuff. He like, shoot, you might get me in trouble.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a bit much, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever he's doing to her, like I said, her not walking the next day, she got to have it 4 times over in a different country. I'm like, okay, whatever he's doing is working, to the point where she didn't care about her marriage. She still wanted some, like right after Doug had left the earth. I'm like, my goodness.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what else happened.
That that little argument between Nicole and Carlton.
Oh, yeah, we definitely talked about this. So they all are at fault. Um, and Nicole is not innocent by
Mm-mm.
any means. She loves every single bit of this. Passive aggressive about it too. But why would you get yourself involved with your ex-husband's business partner slash best friend? Why?
Mm-hmm.
And then complain about, like, you guys are embarrassing me. This is not what I wanted. But you had a sit down with Carlton, laying out like as to why you shouldn't, but you still had no problem with the dinner date with this man.
Yeah, I didn't like her reaction. I'm like, what did you expect? What did you expect? Now, granted, Ted took the high road later in today's episode. And like, look, I'm gonna just, I was wrong. I'm gonna be dumb, step aside, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that initial reaction at that hospital, it's like, Nicole, what did you expect? There's this so
And
called code when it comes to women and their exes. But y'all gonna change the code when it's men and their friends?
yeah, because if the shoe was on the other foot, she would have a problem.
Yeah, women have a problem with their friends dating their exes.
Mm-hmm. But she's supposed to be the logical one,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had enough common sense to see how all of this was playing out, but she still wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
To say that you want to get back at Ted, you're being passive aggressive about it, but you want
Mm-hmm.
to get back at Ted and hit him where it hurts too. And
Mm-hmm.
Carlton, he know better too. This was going to affect his bottom line
Right, because they
because
in business together.
exactly, and they're fighting in their place of business.
Yep.
So if Ted were to lay hands on him, look, you wanted to play with fire. This is what happened. You said you're all for that. Look, you're this. It's never going to be a pleasant thing getting involved with someone else's ex-wife, let alone your business partner's ex-wife.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and it's a fresh divorce. They just signed those papers, or the divorce was just finalized.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you expect? And again, Ted, of all people, has the nerve to be mad after he just slept with Leslie. What, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about like I was fighting for my marriage. When? How were you doing it in her?
Yep.
Just like no matter who she moves on with, if she wants to play with fire, that's on her. If Carlton wants to do the same, that's on them. They just have to reap the consequences. But him, at Ted of all people, getting jealous and upset after everything that he's done, the nerve of this man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Now, TA said Nicole still comes off smug when she's trying to be tough. And she's giving Ted mixed signals.
I agree with that. I think because she's mixed up with her feelings too.
Yeah, when she went over there to that hotel, she probably would have slept with Ted.
I agree because that's 30 plus years,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and that's already enough to wrestle with your feelings. And I get where she's coming from. Maybe she's not ready to step out into the dating world, despite Danny trying to pressure her to do that. Not everyone, is up for that. She was happy in her marriage up until all of this blew up in her face.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she really just wanted a break from like having to deal with Leslie. If Leslie wasn't a factor or wasn't present, I think that she would have been okay with Eva, especially since she's quick to defend Eva and not her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she probably would have worked on her marriage with her husband. It would have been they would have created their new normal, but she still would have kept her marriage.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But because Leslie is always somewhere. Yeah. Then we had the whole conversation between Leslie and Ted where he started reminiscing about the person that she was prior to coming to town and how Nicole wasn't there and she was and all this. I'm like, oh Lord, this ain't helping your case, dude.
Exactly. He keeps entertaining the very woman, the same woman
Mm-hmm.
who chose to give up her apartment just so she can get a hotel up underneath him so she can try to wiggle her way back to this man.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps saying that he doesn't want her, he don't want to be with her, she's delusional and blah blah blah. This is probably the very thing that he was doing prior to Eva being born. He would say one thing and do another. His lips just talk, but his actions do something completely different. Like, why are you giving this woman the time of day?
Right. Yep.
I'm like, sir, make up your mind. And he will open the door for Leslie. She walks in. He'll entertain her for majority of the episode. And I'm like, sir, we have seen him more with Leslie than we've seen him with Nicole.
Yep.
So when did he fight for his marriage?
Yeah, so I mean, we ended up after that whole conversation he had with Nicole, she walked out to the hallway at the hotel, see them hugging after he told her that he told Eva to call him dad.
Yeah, I'm like, this is why you left the situation alone, Nicole. But here's the thing. So it's a clear, open canvas for Leslie to try to get with Ted, but she still wants to pick a fight with Nicole.
Yeah, that's
She
crazy.
said, "Look, you feel free to be with Ted if you guys decide to be together. I just don't care to be with the man anymore. I want
Mm-hmm.
out." And you
Mm-hmm.
see Leslie so disappointed, not being able to fight with her. I'm like, the pettiness of it all. I'm like, who
Mm-hmm.
is pettier, her or Victor?
Right.
Well, Victor, but you know what I mean. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just why are you still trying to pick a fight? If anything, why are you not trying to go after your man and this connection and blah 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 you say you have?
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of mess. I'm like, like whatever.
All right. Did we cover everything?
Did we cover everything? I believe we
Yeah, because I
did.
can't think of anything else. It was so many pieces. But it looked like we
Yeah.
did. I'm curious to find out next week who Vernon going to see.
Look, that's he probably is the biggest cheater of them all. You remember how he was always sneaking off to go for a meeting or to talk to somebody. He was having all these private chats, and we never knew where he went to. He got a big old house, but he has to always step outside to go
Mm.
take his meetings. And you meeting whoever this woman is in a hotel.
Yeah, well, we'll find out exactly what the heck is going on. Most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. All right, let's get into our segments. Flip the script. Who's taking seed? Star of the week, pick a little week, simple Olympics. So for Y&R, what are you flipping, dearie?
Oh, I would have loved for Kyle to have stayed in town and just observe Claire going after Holden and then seeing her take him to her hotel. That would have been more entertaining for me.
Jenna said Vernon is writing a song to perform during this thing that Anita is working on this charity.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
See, Amalia is exactly what I was thinking too. He had a secret family or something. Would
I
have been a better
wish
storyline.
my flip the script on Y&R would have been that maybe Kane and Phyllis are secretly working together. It could be that they are, but at this point we're not sure. That's what I would hope for, and that they're both playing everybody by putting on this front.
Yep,
All
that'll be
right,
the best outcome, writers.
what you got for bold?
Um, I would probably um I would have flipped entertainment. I would have flipped something storylines I can be invested in
Oh,
this
dang.
week.
Okay.
There really wasn't like I didn't care for the Deacon and Sheila, no, sorry, Deacon and Taylor and Hope and Liam, and you know the only thing that interests me this week was the stuff that's going on Remy. But I would like for more excitement leading up to November sweeps.
Okay. If I had to flip anything, when Luna was trying to warn him about what was going on in his life, I wouldn't have mind Remy saying, "Okay, you telling me all about this and that. I shouldn't be deluded, but what about you?"
Exactly. Perfect. I agree.
All right, what you flipping for BTG?
For BTG, I would have loved after that discussion that Joey had with Haley, he picked up that phone call and called Bill
Mm-hmm.
and said like, "Hey,
Something ain't right.
I owe you a I owe you a favor. Let me put you on game about this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been cool. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my flip for BTG would have been the whole situation of Ted. Just when you see Leslie come your way, go the opposite way.
Right.
So I mean, even if he is divorced and he's trying to just, she needs to stay out of your orbit. Stop
I agree.
entertaining this, huh?
I agree.
Yep. All right, who you got taking seats on Young and the Restless?
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think. I would probably have Jack and Victor take their seats
Mm-hmm.
because why are we going through this and continuing on decades later? Seriously.
Gotcha. Um, I need Sienna to take a seat because she's doing a whole bunch of lying.
Yep. I agree.
Kyle need to just take his self respect and sit in the corner because yeah, Claire done got her back blown out. I don't think you gonna come back after him and make it okay.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
but yeah, Kyle gets a seat and Sienna gets a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what you got on bold?
Um, I'm gonna need Sheila to take a seat for a minute. Breathe. It is okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you are a reformed woman, I understand you want to save your marriage, but if you're talking about trying to unalive somebody, yeah, I'm gonna need for you to take a seat because clearly you got some work you still need to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna need Luna. Luna's already behind bars, but she need to take a seat for that advice that she gives that she can't take herself. And um, who else? Molly in the chat said Beth needs to take a seat and go play with her dolls.
Oh my god! Look, that's actually a really good one.
I
That's a
know.
great one, actually.
And I'm gonna have Deacon. That whole take on that whole thing needs to actually take a seat because I'm not. I'm not. Mm-mm. No Taylor and
Yeah.
Deacon for me. All right, who need to take a seat on BTG?
BTG, I think Chelsea's going to need to take a seat. Chelsea and Leslie can take a seat.
Okay.
I think Chelsea was overstepping when it came to this stuff with Madison, and Leslie just needs to sit down and just chill for a minute. Leave Nicole alone.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to get Kat a seat, and she shouldn't have been sitting in that bar with a 16-year-old coming up there. I'm gonna give Samantha a seat for being disrespectful to her parents, bringing that boy
Yeah,
up in that house, which is against the rules.
yeah, I agree.
Yep. All right, star of the week YNR. Haley Aaron.
Absolutely. Yes, girl.
Haley
This is,
Aaron says, I got the memo and I'm finna do it.
thank you, girl. Look, we know you listen. Um, we need more of this. I want them to keep this clear. I want
Mm-hmm.
them to erase this
Schoolgirl image.
childlike thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this adult, spicy, fun, wild side to Claire. Not saying she has to be this way all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but she seems more like herself.
Gotcha. Yeah, she definitely get a
With
star from me. Cause I'm like, girl, I didn't know
yeah,
you had that in you.
uh-huh. I was like, oof, okay, girl.
Gosh. All right. BTG star. I mean, bold star, sorry.
Bold Star. Look, I'm gonna give it to Elizabeth. I'm like, I'm gonna give it to the girl who plays Beth Logan. I look, we barely see this girl. We were talking about her not ever being on a screen. She taking all the airtime, and I'm like, good for you, girl. By all
Mm-hmm.
means. She's like, I'm giving Harrison some competition.
Okay. I got you. Um, I hear that Lisa Yamada and what is the guy that plays Remy? Christian.
Oh yeah, Kristen Wiseman
Yeah, that
was
they
in.
are best friends actually outside of the show.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. Like
And
they're
they
happy. I want.
actually asked to play scenes together. So,
I writers put more scenes with them together. They actually have a really good friendship dynamic, and I
mm-hmm,
think there's a recipe to make them bad, like a
mm-hmm.
bad boy and a bad girl.
Yeah, and I mean it was really cute at the award ceremony. He was sitting right behind her. I know he wasn't he nominated too.
Yes, he was.
Right, but they're actually good friends in real life. So that dynamic definitely plays on screen. I kind of wish that maybe they could have went a different direction with these two, but it is
Hmm.
what it is. So I'll give it to them this week.
Yeah.
All right, what about BTG?
The star of the week. I'm actually gonna give this to. I'm also gonna give it to the actress who plays Haley.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, that girl is smart and think fast on her feet.
yes, she does. Boy, if Two Face was a person,
It's
it
her.
is her.
Yep.
Boy, she can switch it on and off. Very talented.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, pickle of the week, Young Victor.
Um, yeah,
Cause
Victor for sure, and Michael's audacity to even disrespect his wife.
I know, right? All right, pickle bold. Take on.
Yeah, without question. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm. I just like no, no thanks. And this proposal with Liam and yeah and Hope. It's like oh here we go again.
I'm like, you gave her another ring? I
Right.
mean, this girl has a whole jewelry shop
I know,
at
right?
this point.
Pickle on BTG.
um, I can't really think of what Ted
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Ted can get it.
Okay. I'm just gonna say that whole situation between who is that? Who is that? Leslie, Ted, and Nicole. I mean, not Leslie, Ted, Nicole. Ted, Carlton, and Nicole. Because it's like
Hmm.
all y'all all in the wrong. Like you said earlier. It's like, are you serious? And Nicole, why would you accept a date offer from a man who clearly been watching you and wanting to be with you while you were married, and then turn around, being that this could affect your business, because your business partner is her ex, who just got them papers filed a couple days ago, and you're like, oh, okay, let's go on a date. You know exactly what was gonna happen with that.
I'm like, just thirsty.
Yeah, that was
Like,
crazy. Low
calm
key,
yourself
she's being
down.
passive aggressive, like you said, trying to
Hmm.
stick it to Ted, cause she knew that
Yeah.
was gonna get under his skin.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, and then we got a Simple Olympics girl.
I was thinking about this. So I'm going to give bronze to Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Silver is going to go to Ted this go around. Um, I think gold for me is Kane,
Mm-hmm.
but platinum is going to go to Michael.
Of course.
Like, just
Of
disrespecting your
course.
wife.
Of course. I'm gonna give Cal bronze because
Okay.
I that boy is super thirsty. If he only knew what was happening, oof, Lord. Um, cause I mean, if it like you said earlier, if it wasn't for Jack talking about Victor coming after Jabot, that man would have still been down there. Screw his son. He'd been instead of two little piggies, it would been one little piggy, because Claire was having big fun, and then oh, I'm getting feedback. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know why I was getting feedback. Claire was
Oh,
out there having big fun, and Kyle would have stayed out there chasing Claire. And poor little Harrison, he would have been with his piggy ears by himself.
and she was supposed to play the house with the sticks. Isn't that fitting?
I know, right? Oh Lord. Um. Okay, so that Kyle was bronze. I'm gonna give. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Gosh. Well, I guess because you had an interesting lineup too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I hate this.
Yeah,
I hate to
Kane was
do
old
this.
for me, and Platinum was Michael.
Oh, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to put Samantha in there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
she
to
can get
put.
this work.
Yeah, Samantha is gonna get a slot this week because she was going in hard for this dude, disobeying her parents, being rude and disrespectful. Her brother was about to get into a whole altercation over this dude. And then we saw what's coming next week. It's like, girl, you want that man that bad? Yeah. I'll give her silver. Gold, I'm gonna give to let me think. Who should I give gold to? Who did you give gold to, Bree?
I gave it to Kane.
Who was Kane simping over this week? Was it because I only saw was Lily on this week?
I believe she was on for Monday, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
okay. Yeah, I was trying to think. I throw, yeah, I throw Ted in there too, because I mean, as much as Nicole was the catalyst in that whole situation, you was about to punch your friend in the face in the middle of a hospital room, a middle of a hospital nurses station, about to blow your whole business up. Yeah, and then Michael
Hmm.
definitely get that again because honestly, I think that he's going to go when Victor says jump and cover his butt with this so-called AI thing. Yeah, he's gonna do it, just like an idiot, and it's probably gonna cost us marriage. So,
Yep.
all right, girl, we did it.
Yes.
Stay,
For this
y'all.
Halloween.
What you say?
So we did it for this Halloween episode, so we can go back to trick or treating or.
Whatever is going on tonight. If y'all
Yep.
was staying up watching horror pictures, not me. I am not a horror fan at all.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what the prices of the candy is gonna drop down to tomorrow.
Oh Lord,
Look, I
girl.
you see how they always like jack up the prices for Halloween, and the next minute it's like 75% off. It's like, okay, sounds the
Sounds
price is right there.
exactly, exactly. Um, yeah. So if you haven't seen the hot clip from yesterday and the one for the Monday, November 3rd episode, it is posted. The one from yesterday is posted here on YouTube. And then the one for today or for Monday has been posted on Instagram. So go over there, drop a follow. Both videos are actually over there if you don't want to go in two places. And you can
Hmm.
check out the hotness of Holden and Claire. All right, you
Yes,
guys?
it's so good. Y'all check it out.
Yep. All right, you guys, we're going to end it right here. Have an amazing weekend. And we are getting ready to, well, we're already in November sweeps. We got 2 more months left in this year. This year is flying by. Before you know it, it'll be Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's of
I
2026.
know. Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
girl,
So
time. I
fast.
know it's flying. You hear me? All right, you
Yes.
guys. Well, we'll let you go. And until next time, we'll see you all later. Have a good night. Bye, Soapies.
Night, night, Sophies.